On the edge of town, far from the noise and lights, there was a small house. A house that didn't attract attention and wasn't known by many, but it was different from all other houses. Oh, excuse me for that scene. Anyway, this house never slept. Not because it was haunted, nor because it was strange, but because it was a keeper of memories. Every night, when the world grows quiet and people turn off their lights, the house would wake up softly, as if it were breathing. In this house lived a man named David, a simple, quiet man who loved silence more than talk. David wasn't alone, but he felt lonely sometimes. Not the loneliness of people, but the loneliness of memories. Every night, before going to sleep, David would sit on the wooden chair by the window, gazing at the sky, letting his thoughts quiet down, one by one. David closed his eyes, and suddenly he felt something strange. The house made a faint sound. It wasn't the sound of a door, nor the creaking of wood, but as if the walls themselves were whispering. He didn't feel afraid, but rather something warm, something familiar. He stood up quietly and walked through the house until he reached a small room that he didn't enter very often. The room was full of old things, a torn book and a faded photograph of a man and a child. David sat on the floor and held the photograph. The child was him, many years ago. In that moment, David felt the house speaking to him, not with words, but with feelings. Every memory he left here had not disappeared. Every sadness he never spoke of remained between the walls, and every joy he thought he had forgotten was waiting. David took a deep breath and closed his eyes once again. He saw himself as a child, running through the same house, laughing for no reason, not knowing the meaning of worry. He heard the sound of laughter, then the sound of footsteps, then silence. He opened his eyes. The house had grown silent again, but his heart was lighter. David sat on the floor, and a small smile touched his lips, as if it were an apology to himself or a word of thanks to the house. David went back to his bed, lied down quietly, and left the light dim. This time, the thoughts were not heavy, nor were the memories painful. They were just stories, stories that passed, left their mark, and then grew still. And before he fell asleep, David felt that the house fell asleep with him. And since that night, David came to know one thing, that some places never forget, and some houses guard our hearts until we find peace. And sometimes all we need before sleep is to listen to what is inside us quietly.